Yo, what's up, y'all? This is Dylan Kraft, your host of the Athletes Table podcast, and thank y'all for joining us here today. We sit down with Logan Carroll of East Carolina University to talk about his decommitment from the University of South Carolina, his JUCO days, and his expectations for the up-and-coming track and field season. So sit down, relax, turn it up in your headphones, and let's get into it. Yo, what's good, y'all? Thank y'all for joining us here at the Athletes Table podcast. I'm your host, Dylan Kraft, as usual, and alongside me is the Lebanese Stallion.
How's it going?
What's going on, dog?
Not too much.
Man, I'm happy to be back.
Oh, I know that Thanksgiving break was a little nice. Can't complain about that.
I put on a couple of pounds.
Oh, I can tell.
Yeah, it's still good looking. I don't care.
Hi, Chupapi.
Hi, Chupapi. Yeah. So today's installment is gonna be personal to me because it's from my alma mater.
Well, there's both of us.
Well, both of us. But he's on the track
team.
with the track program that I came from. He came on right after I graduated and I left school. Shot putter, discus thrower, out of South Carolina, Mr. Logan Carroll. How's it going, dog?
Thanks for having me, man.
Man, we've been excited for this.
Thank you for the hospitality, dude.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
So first, let's get started. Where are you from?
Greenville, South Carolina. Born in Sumter, South Carolina.
Okay. What high school did you go to?
Went to Malden High School.
Alden?
Mm-hmm.
How big was that school? Just
very big.
Yeah.
I graduated with probably 600 plus kids.
Jeez,
so
bigger than mine.
That's about. I graduated about 700. So.
yeah. I grew up with every single one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Barely 100 in my class.
This is the first person that we've had on here that graduated with somebody that was
the first
close to what I grew up with.
First one was like 80 people.
Yeah.
Second one was like 25 or something like that. And the third one was whatever Ryan graduated with.
I think, no, his might have been a little bit more than mine.
Okay.
Because Cape Fear's, I think they're a
That's
3A
right.
school.
Yeah, he went back to public. So
Okay, so
yeah.
correction. Yeah, I got that wrong.
But first true one that
First true one,
Yeah,
like
man.
where I get where you're coming
You
from.
get my mindset, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of, you know everybody and you know where they came from, but it's like you don't know everybody.
You walk down the hallway and you always see someone new.
Yeah.
You know, but you've seen them before.
You can say hey to somebody and it's not really creepy,
Yeah.
but why are you talking to me? So yeah, let's dive back into a little bit of your history and everything. So what got you into sports?
Well, since I was a kid, I've always been larger than the other kids.
I
Technically
feel that.
beating them up, but in my mind, I was just playing, you know? I was just playing around, but breaking arms and legs on accident.
And you always got that one mom screaming out.
Oh,
there,
always. Oh, yeah.
Why is he on the field?
Are you sure he's not 18 yet?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
All
I
the
am
time.
12.
$10 attached to the paper.
But yeah, since I was a kid, always been big. Somehow got into football when I was about 8 years old.
Okay.
Played Pee Wee all the way up until, and like you said,
Who introduced you to football?
just kind of my parents were like, "You're tearing up the house. We got to get you doing something that's breaking something up."
Oh, that's a good way to do it. That's a real good way to
Go
do
break
it.
some other kids in our china shop, you know.
That's awesome. So you started with football.
Started with football.
That's
Yep.
the only thing you played.
Only thing I played all the way up until I was. I tried out basketball in middle school. Just never was into a structured basketball program. Just never was my thing. Too aggressive.
I understand that.
Too big for the other ones.
I play church league, so I understand.
Oh, you and me both. Yeah.
I found out at church league.
Yeah.
I led the league with most fouls and most blocks.
Oh yeah.
That
Yeah.
doesn't surprise me.
I had the most travels. So.
Yeah, there we go.
I get the most oohs and ahs.
Yeah.
I can't help that.
The most get him off the court. You know.
Yeah. So you started playing football. You played in middle school, I'm assuming.
So up until after elementary school, there's that 2-year period where you're like 6th, 7th grade. In my middle school, we didn't have it until, 8th grade. We had D team.
Okay.
And so I was like, I want to go out for the football team. I was like, that's my thing. Like, I know I can do this. In 7th grade, I had a size 17 shoe. I was, 6'3", 6'4", and I was about 14, 13, something like that. So the coaches were like, you're coming out. There's no choice.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, all right, I'm with it, So went out there, started and everything, loved it. It was nothing too crazy. I don't remember too much about it because, my 8th grade year, played D team. Next thing I know, I had the varsity coach from the high school talking to me. And he's like, we want you out here at a practice. We want you to come watch a spring game. Went out there, watched, and he's like, your freshman year, we're going to get you out here. Started out C team, killed it. First practice, he was like, come to JV. He was like, JV. Then I was working against varsity guys and tore it up. I don't want to jump too far ahead, but after my first game, had 5-6 offers from D1 schools, Carolina, Clemson, letters from Georgia, stuff like that.
We're interested letters.
Yeah, we're interested. We got some letters coming in and flowing. I mean, it was crazy. Young me was like, oh, this is nothing. I don't get this anyways. I'm a freshman. I'm looking to hang out with some girls and
that's all
get some grades, So, freshman year, midway through the season, got invited to a Carolina Classic at Carolina Gamecocks. Went out there and got ranked number 1 in the state for top recruit as a freshman. I was an offensive lineman. I was tackle. Taking senior spots and stuff like that. And, didn't get any offers at the time, but got a couple unofficial visits to like Clemson, Carolina.
Sometimes those are more than anything.
Yeah. But at the time, I was like, I don't know anything about this. Like, I'm just an athlete doing what I love, and I was a Carolina fan all the way up until I was, forever. I was like, Carolina's it. I was like, this is where I want to go. So went on a couple unofficial visits, and then near the end of my sophomore year of football, I got an injury. I was on the field, and I hit a guy, and my neck kind of crumpled under me. Arms went numb, fingers tingled, passed out on my feet. And then I came to with someone knocking on my helmet. And like, what are you doing? Like, get on the field. So I was like, all right. So I get online, we score, come off the field, and didn't know anything about it. My arms were on fire, pins and needles. So I was like, it's just stinger, whatever, stinger. Next quarter, go to my trainers. I'm like, I am on fire. My arms are flaming right now. And little did I know that was going to be the last time I put a helmet on.
Wow.
Yep.
That's wild.
Yep. And I had, Clemson, Carolina. I think we had LSU there, a couple D2 schools there watching me at the game. Biggest game of the year against Hillcrest. And then a couple months after that, I was taken off the field, went to a couple surgeons, a couple doctors, specialists, stuff like that, and found out that I had spinal stenosis in my neck. So for people that don't know, spinal stenosis means curvature, and it's in my neck. So it's in my spinal cord. Didn't have a lot of fluid in my neck or in my spinal cord surrounding it to protect it. So when I got hit, just crinched up, and went to like 10 doctors. I was like, you're not telling me what's going on. Like, can I play again? Like, I heard I can get, paralyzed. I'm 17, 16, 17. I was like, I don't care. I want to get back on the field. I'm getting recruited. You don't understand. Like, I'm a potential 5-star. I was just cocky at the time. Had my parents there. Well, we finally
you're ranked
found...
number 1 in the state. Yeah, you had that right to be a little cocky.
So we had one of the doctors like, look, we're going to take your case and we're going to bring it to a convention with a bunch of doctors. And we're going to be like, we're going to see if we can do something with this. Took it there. Met with us again. And he was like, you have an 80% chance or something like that of getting paralyzed. I was like, I don't care. I was like, I'm going big time. Like, this is where I'm at. I'm a sophomore. This is going on. Like, you don't understand. He was like, I basically asked, I was like, do I have a choice? He said, you don't have a choice. He was like, this is a liability. You're never going to play again.
Wow.
So I had a really shitty coaching staff at the time. My head coach basically accused me of faking injury all the way up until this point. Found out I couldn't play football anymore. He even heard the whole story. He was calling surgeons and all these things, trying to get me to go on the phone. And, me, 15, 16 years old, I'm just a child at that point. And I'm like, I can't play anymore. You're trying to, like, beg me to come on the field and play. And I'm going to, he was persistent about it. He was very persistent about it. So after that, it took a couple months to, like, kind of recoup, and then found... One of my coaches from high school came up to me and he was like, you ever thought about, throwing shot put? I've never heard of shot put. Like, what's shot put?
I understand.
Yeah, right?
I didn't know what javelin was either.
Nobody
I had
knows
no
that.
clue.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Especially in the South, like North Carolina, South Carolina, deep in
Well,
the South. Like,
shot put and discus, we can kind of get away from that a little bit. Once you get into the other stuff, you're just like, I don't know what the hell that is.
hammer, javelin,
Yeah.
what is
Yeah, he was
that?
mentioning hammer to me. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. They were like, what
Yeah, I
is
saw
that?
one video. I was like, this is the stuff I want to be involved with. Like, this is awesome right here. But shot put, I mean, we do have a decent amount of shot putters that come out of the Carolinas.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I feel pretty blessed to. I know Neil. We talked about him before this, and he kind of got the movement going with the throws. So I kind of looked up to him, and I started winning some meets here and there. Had a coach. We both built up from there. We didn't know anything.
Yeah.
Which all props to him. He took me under his wing and spent who knows how many hours of his time away from his babies being born and everything. And up until my junior year, I started getting recruited again. The Carolina Gamecocks were the ones that I was getting really highly recruited from. And went on a couple of visits. And then my senior year came up. I hit the mark, got the offer, and then I committed. I was like, this is it. Like, Carolina's where I'm at. This is like the dream goal. You lose everything. It's like the dream story. It's like you lose everything, you start over, you're back to where you were. Totally different sport. It's
All
like,
within 3 years.
all within
Not
3
even
years.
2.5, 3 years.
Yeah. It was crazy. Because I took what I lost in football and placed it into throws every single day. 3 times a day, 2 times a day. Throwing, trying to get back to where I was. And to commit was crazy. It was like, man, this is like a dream. Yeah, who would have thought of this? Because everybody counted me out. They were like, this dude's not going to do anything now. I mean, he's just going to, my grades were garbage, awful. 'Cause,
Typical athlete way.
As long as you pass.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all that matters.
Get degrees, baby.
The crazy thing is, though, like with football, I don't want to put any stereotype out there, but like my coach was like, you have a 2.2 or something like that. You're good. You get in, no matter where you go. So, had like a who knows what, terrible grades. Committed. And then 3 weeks before I was supposed to ship off to Carolina, got the call from the head coach, and he was like, grades aren't looking good, transcripts aren't coming through, you're going to have to go somewhere else before you come here.
See, and before you continue, I learned that about track too. Track cares about their grades.
They do. Yeah.
Like, whenever I came to ECU, like, I got good grades. I mean, whenever I graduated high school, I graduated with a 4.0, 4.1, something like that. I graduated with pretty good grades, and I got to ECU. My first year, I think my first semester I had like a 2.1. They're like, this is not good enough at all.
Yeah.
Which throwers have the worst grades on the team. Regardless, no matter what school you go to, throwers have the worst.
3.0 while everybody else has the 4.0.
No,
Without it.
Well, if we got a 3.0, we were having a party.
Yeah.
Like, we were nowhere close to a 3.0.
But I mean, if you think about it from football perspective, it's like, okay, you're going to make millions one day possibly, especially going to like SEC school.
Yeah.
You go to throwing instead, and you're like, damn, I don't know if I'll be able to make the money off of this profession.
Well, and if you look at numbers wise, there's a lot more track athletes than there are football
Absolutely.
players.
Oh,
Because football players, you're just looking like United States. Yeah, I mean, you get some from Canada, you get some from Europe,
maybe
Australia, like a couple of different countries.
Handful from
Track and field, if you go to Europe, that isn't like one of the national sports there.
Yeah.
You know,
It's soccer, and then it's probably track or cricket.
Yeah, so like
country.
you're competing with the world when it comes to that. So like their perspective of like grades and community service and all these different things,
Higher.
it's a much higher
yeah.
than it is like your performance.
Yeah.
Which I think is a good thing too. I think track also saved me on my school side, and I think you can help you can
I can definitely attest
you can
to that.
attest to that. So like. Sorry to butt in on that, but
No,
I remember all the hours
I
he
just
had
thought
to
that
be
was
in,
really interesting.
I remember all the hours he needed help with class.
I did a lot. I had 3 advisors. I had study hall for 20 hours a week.
Jeez.
I had a couple buddies helping me.
Dang.
And I won't drink Fireball again.
That's a story for another time.
Anyways, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was pretty insecure about talking about it until like I got to ECU because it was like in my hometown I committed. Everybody saw it, commitment day. It's like this guy's going to Carolina. We know his story. We know he stopped playing football. He had to stop for this and that. So I kind of hid the story, didn't post about anything for about a year because I was like, I can't let people know about this.
Yeah.
Like, this is embarrassing.
Well, also, it's your dream school, too.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that's where you wanted to go.
Yeah, it was
childhood
like
teen,
yeah.
growing up, trying to make it to that next
And
level.
South
Yeah.
Carolina going to either USC or Clemson is a big deal.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, either
Coach
Carolina.
Price told me about all that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
That's you're a big ass thing if you go to either one of them.
Oh yeah, no
Yeah.
doubt. Yeah, especially in the Carolinas, like Greenville,
Yeah.
South Carolina, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But yeah, get the call about 3 weeks before I ship off, and I'm sitting on the phone with my dad, and I'm like, he gave me these options. I got Kansas, like Colorado, or Nebraska, and he was like.
None of the three I wanted.
He was like, what did you say? I was like, I think I'm going to Kansas. He was like, how are we going to get you to Kansas? I was like, the best coaches out there. That's what I heard. We got to go. And he was like, all right, we got 3 weeks to prepare. We're going to do it. So packed up the bags, went to Great Bend, Kansas. Yeah. And you know Kansas, it's the middle of nowhere.
Flat land.
Oh, yeah. Terrifying.
Went
especially
there
where we
one
come
time,
from.
I had nosebleeds every single day.
Yeah, dry as all get
Horrible.
out. Dry as all get out.
Dude.
You guys play Wichita State throughout the AAC.
Yeah. That's the one out in Kansas. That's the main one.
So, before you continue, how did you get in touch with these schools?
So the coach at Carolina, the throws coach, when he called me, he said, you got 3 options.
And those are those schools that he gave you.
from 1 to 3, 1 being the worst, 3 being the best. I was like, all right, I'm
Just
calling
from
the
his
best.
connections
Just from
with
his
coaches
connection.
he knew? Okay.
Yeah,
Dang,
just
that's really
connections.
nice of him to do that.
Amazing.
To do that, yeah.
Because he knew my story. Like,
Yeah.
from the get-go when I stopped playing football, he was like talking to the football coaches about me. You know, he's throwing shot put now. We're going to watch him. So he knew. We got good connections, really good relationships.
The coaching staff at USC they're
I heard
very,
they're
very
pretty
good.
top
We
class
love
for
going
almost
there.
all sports.
Top tier.
Every time we went there, we enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was a very fun time.
Hospitality is amazing.
Well, it's the Southern hospitality for you.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
Because I know the throws coach and Coach Price are like really good friends.
Oh, they are.
They talk all the time.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I always knew that. I talked to him multiple. He's awesome, dude.
Do you guys
Oh,
play
yeah.
them this year?
We do. Yeah, first meet. Yep,
Okay.
first
Oh,
meet.
okay,
Yep.
okay.
So going over there was a good time, getting to see the old coach that I was
Yeah.
committed with and everything, but kept up with me all the way through. I mean, I couldn't have asked for better connections.
Yeah.
You know, going from football where you have these coaches who are like kind of not using you, but kind of like your ticket to
For them to keep their job.
kind of
Well,
like
SEC football is a different mentality.
Well, and South
Yeah.
Carolina not being the best at college football.
yeah.
You know, they have to keep their job somehow, and that's sometimes just through the recruits they get to make it to the NFL.
No
that
doubt.
kind of keeps their job a little bit more.
Yeah. Big money game in the SEC.
Oh, yeah.
Huge money game. Yeah. Huge money game.
Okay.
But went out to Kansas. Me and my dad drove 18 hours, almost straight. We had to stop a couple times. And the funny story was, we're going through Kansas, and about 17 hours in, and I'm like, school's up there, 3 miles away. He's like, we're in the middle of nowhere. He's like,
Can't even see it.
I'm like, I'm sweating bullets. I'm like, I did not get scammed right now. Like, you hear those scary stories like getting scammed out of like fake schools and stuff like that.
yeah.
So we go up this hill, the only hill in Kansas. Get over the hill, I'm
Probably
sweating
see all of
bullets.
Kansas
Dude,
from there.
I swear, you really can. For miles. So we get over the hill, and we finally see this rinky-dink school, like just in the middle of nowhere. And get there, everything's great. I mean, I get to meet my roommates, and turns out I was living with 5 Jamaicans in this like almost little hut.
Dang.
Yeah, dude. You talk about culture shock.
I was about to say.
Culture shock.
All the way in the middle of Kansas, too.
Middle
Not
Kansas.
even like South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, nothing like that.
Nothing.
In the Kansas.
Just middle of nowhere. So I walk in, and I'm just a Southern boy coming in, and I meet them and everything, and they're playing their music, and we built a great relationship. These aren't just some.
How long did it take till you saw your first bottle of Red Stripe?
Oh, dude, not long at all. We were getting them shipped to Kansas.
Oh,
That's whenever Tavia came on.
Yeah.
That's all we drank.
Oh,
She
dude.
brought it.
They don't drink anything other than that.
Dude, it's awesome too.
Oh yeah,
Red Stripe's good.
It's amazing. But yeah, these aren't just some random Jamaican guys. These are top tier Jamaican record holders in the shot disc, Jav. I mean, these guys are legit.
yeah.
And I thought I was like the shit. I was like, dude, I ran South Carolina. Like, I won. I never lost a conference champion. I was state champion. You know, I was it. And yeah, so I get there first practice, very humbled.
Yep.
Very humbled.
Yep.
Very humbled. And yeah, I mean, throughout first and second year of JUCO, you know, I met my teammates were. I think I was one of maybe 8 Americans on the team. And we had like 50 athletes. You know, Germany, Brazil.
Which I'll attest that too. Wichita is like a breeding ground for track athletes.
It really is. I don't know what it is with Kansas, but they know what they're doing.
Because flat land is
whenever I went out there, when I went out there, I figured out like javelin is gigantic in Kansas.
It really is.
And a lot of the JUCO schools are feeder schools to like Kansas State, like all their track is gigantic there.
I believe it.
I didn't know that until we went there.
You work on the farm all day. You go straight from the farm to let me go throw some javelin there.
Yeah, there's nothing else to do. There's no.
Yeah.
You're middle of nowhere.
Yeah, if you're not picking up a basketball, football, or baseball, what else is there?
Yeah.
Wichita State was whenever we went to Wichita, it was the most boring place I've ever been.
So boring.
We went to before then. We went to Orlando. We went to Cincinnati. We went to Houston. All of a sudden, they're like, we gotta go to Wichita. The year after, Tampa. Like, you gotta be kidding me, man. My senior year, we gotta go to Wichita. Granted, I mean, if you love it there, you love it there. I have nothing bad to say about it. The people there were great, fantastic. We had a very good hospitality there. It's just like
is not that
I couldn't stand the nosebleeds because it's so freaking dry. I could not do it, and it's just nothing to do.
Nothing.
No, at all.
Well, it's just like my buddy from Missouri always says, the one place that they always hate is Kansas, and Kansas hates Missouri, and that one has something to do, the other one doesn't. So.
But yeah, spent my 2 years there, and then.
Did you win any like major events there?
My sophomore, so I started dealing with a couple injuries. You know, being a taller guy, I had back injuries.
Yeah.
And started dealing with that, and then got through that. My sophomore year, we went to nationals because in JUCO, for us conference is a big deal. For them, nationals is equivalent.
Yeah.
So we went to nationals, and I placed I think 8th. So I got All American.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a big deal for me because you're throwing against guys that are. Because 24, 25, 26.
Absolutely, yeah.
Just foreigners.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They've been doing this since they were 8. And you can attest for this. I mean,
I got stories.
Yeah. I mean, you're throwing against people that came out the womb with the shot.
My very first meet was at UNC.
Yeah.
And the guy that won it was 28. He was a former doctor. He was going back to school to get his doctorate degree. And it was like, I got eligibility. I'm just going to go ahead and throw jab. He was throwing 66, 67.
Mm-hmm.
It was my first meet ever. Everybody there was 5 to 10 years older than me.
So for the viewers, is it 67, 66, feet, meters?
Meters.
Meters. Okay.
That's about, now don't quote me on this, 60s, 260 feet, roughly. I might be off on that. I know 60 meters is 200.
Yeah. So 66 is probably 260, something like that.
Yeah,
you're probably correct.
Yeah, it's close. It's around there. I don't. My conversions aren't that great.
No, I know most
just
people
for
don't know what they counted in. So
it's farther than farther than a little league field.
Yeah.
For anybody that's American and don't know what the hell what a meter is, so you can throw it over a little league field. But no, whenever I first got introduced to that, I was like, everybody there is older than me. And it's the same way, dude.
Yeah. It's a shock because you go from football where everybody's same age. Some get held back.
Maybe
but not
a year's difference in age, but nothing major.
Yeah, nothing like track.
Until you get to the punters, that's the difference.
Yeah, punters are
Wait,
punters are athletes too.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, sophomore year, had a couple letters here and there, but then we got word of COVID, and out in the middle of Kansas. And I drove there, had my truck out there, and I got a call from Price, and I was like, this seems like a cool dude. I need to go on this visit. So I flew out there, got to meet him. Best time of my life.
There you go.
Without a doubt. Best Halloween weekend.
Who was your visit with?
Neil.
Okay.
Neil Blanket.
He did that on purpose.
Yeah, he definitely did. Yeah.
Can I ask for a better weekend to come out here?
No doubt.
Even during COVID.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. This is right before.
Oh, right before
Right
COVID,
before
okay.
COVID.
Okay, so explain
Oh, dang, I was still here then.
Yeah.
explain to the viewers what your visit day looked like. What did your visit look like?
Well,
You can go step by step
got off
because
the plane.
I know it was wild.
Got off the plane night before. Had a little Halloween party at the JUCO. So got off the plane. Wasn't feeling too great, and Price was like, he knew it was up. He was like, I know you were out last night. Let's go get you some food. And I was like, this man knows what's up. He's like,
he's been down that road.
Yeah. So I get off the plane, get in the car with him. Best conversation ever, regardless if I was hungover or not. I mean, just best conversation ever. Woke me straight up and got some food in my belly, and we go pick up Neil, and then we get on the golf cart. And Price. Well, for the viewers that know Price, he's a country boy, and you put him on a golf cart, it's all off the rails.
Southern South Carolina.
The way I drive.
Southern South Carolina.
So we're whipping by like professors and students and just like waving, joking around, and having a good time. And
I think I saw him on that cart too.
you probably have.
I was probably walking across.
I think we both met him on his visit day.
Yeah, I was just saying.
It's just mine was a lot later, and I don't remember much.
So yeah, we toured the school and everything, having a great time, getting to know Price and Neil, and catching back up with Neil because he was a senior when I was a freshman in South Carolina throwing. And we get back to Neil's place, hang out for a bit, and then it was Halloween. It was like the day before Halloween, he was like, we party. Halloween, the day before Halloween, day before that, it's a weekly thing. And I was like, all right.
They start Monday, end on Sunday.
Yeah.
Keep going Sunday to Monday.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. There's no breaks. So I had heard that ECU was a party school, but, I got here and it for sure met its standard,
I mean, number 2 in the country.
Yeah. But they gave the vibe of we party hard, but we work hard.
Yeah.
We earn what we play.
Oh, yeah.
So got to go down Stratford and meet everybody because every house was bumping.
I miss Stratford. So
I knew he was going to say something.
Oh, God. Tour to Greenville was...
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I fell asleep in a bathroom. I fell asleep in a bathroom. I ended up in somebody else's house. I had a buddy that fell asleep on somebody's roof.
I do remember that one.
You-
I wasn't there. But
You weren't there.
No, but I was told the whole story.
I think I told you that right after.
Yeah, the next day.
That was, we had some fun times.
Please help.
We had some fun times with Stratford.
Oh, yeah. It's not like how it used to be, though.
So, question: did you ever go to 608 Ernle?
608 Ernle.
It was Evan's house.
Is it the one that Neil was at, or?
It was Evan and Earl.
I don't think I got to. No.
Oh my God, you missed it.
Yeah?
Dude. Like, we had, there's probably some stuff I can't say.
No, don't say it.
I don't know if the statute of limitations go that far.
I would hold on to that.
Yeah, I'll hold on
a
for
couple more years and then you can release.
Okay, I was just curious if you ever been there.
No, I haven't. No,
Yeah. Yeah, you missed that part. But, anyways. Stratford. We're at Stratford. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we go down Strat. We had a really good time. Got to meet a bunch of the athletes and baseball players. We got to meet one guy that signed with the majors. He's at the end of the street. And the funniest story was, Neil was like, we got to go meet this guy. He's like a friend of mine. He just signed with the majors like a month ago. It's like, all right, cool, whatever.
What's his name?
I don't know his name. But
yeah. I know who it is. I just can't remember.
Yeah, so we go down to his house and I meet him and everything, chill guy, he's got dogs and everything. He's like, I have 3 kegs. I got all this money. I didn't know what to buy, so I bought 3 kegs.
Hey.
I was like, dude, we are buddies now. I was like, if you need money to spend on, if you need a little sugar baby, I got you,
Even if I am the bigger one.
I'm a teddy bear, don't worry. Maybe 6'7" and 280 pounds.
I think I know who you're talking about too.
Yeah,
I just can't think what his name is.
I think I know who it is.
Super chill guy.
Yeah.
I mean, great guy.
All those baseball guys they're chill, dude.
Super chill, yeah.
Probably the pitcher that went to the Cardinals, and I can't think what his name is.
There's a couple.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But yeah.
Sorry.
We're going to sit here trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, we get down there, and then we walk over to Coach Kraft's office, the head coach, and I'm sweating bullets. I'm like, dude, you just tore me up. Like, and so we go into his office, best conversation ever. Just good guy, you know.
Super uplifting,
you know. He did his research. He knew me. He to the T. And he showed me the ropes, you know, of what the program was about. And that was different for me other than Carolina. Because most schools, I mean, I can't speak for most programs, but they're not going to be that personable. You know, especially on a recruiting visit. You know, they're going to throw you out there and just, you know, not show you too much of a good time, but just kind of what they're about.
Yeah.
So we walked around some tailgates, watched the game, got on the field. Got to watch the game. Great game. I think it was against Cincinnati. We were not supposed to even come close.
Yeah.
And I told all the people in the group, and I was like, if we win this game, I commit. And they were like, I'm dead serious. I told them, I was like, I will sign the papers.
Wasn't that the year that Cincinnati went to the Final Four?
The year before. Because Ryder still had 2 years that year.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
That was like his junior year.
But they were still undefeated that year, I believe. Or they lost one game.
No, they lost one game.
Yeah.
One game.
That was the game they lost to Memphis.
I don't know. I can't say. The story.
But yeah, great time. I mean, everybody in the group, all the athletes were super welcoming. You know, a lot of them were from where I'm from. And if they weren't, let's say Tavia from Jamaica, super welcoming. I mean, she was like, just took me under her wing. Yeah, super great person. Candace, all of them. So we get done with the game. Partied up at Strat again.
Yeah. The question was, who won?
We lost.
Yeah.
I figured.
It was the year they lost to Houston.
Yeah.
Was it Houston?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so went back, had a good time. Woke up the next morning on Neil's couch at like 5 or 6 in the morning. Slept like 2 hours.
Been there.
Yeah.
Done that, no.
Got the knock on the door. I knew his price. I didn't even sleep. And he picks me up, and I'm just, you know, slurring and everything. he's like, you need some breakfast. I was like, yeah. Fell asleep in his car. You know, he's throwing some chaw in, and I'm trying not to throw up. And he's like, let's get you some breakfast. Go to McDonald's. Gets me whatever I want. And then drops me off. And then went back, finished the season, and then committed right when it was perfect. Like a week later, COVID.
Dang.
Yeah, so I was to the T, perfect timing. Because if it were any later than that, it would have been over.
Yeah.
Because recruiting visits and everything were done.
Yeah.
So they weren't signing anybody. They weren't doing any of that, cutting contracts, I'm pretty sure. So I signed perfect timing.
Wow.
Yeah. Went home, trained, did all the things. So.
What was your first year on campus like at ECU?
It was not what I expected. It wasn't.
Everybody says that. They go, yeah, I was expecting this, and none of that happened.
No, none of that.
None
of it. It was not Halloween. It was a shock. It was like, because, you know, COVID was rampant.
Yeah.
It was like, you know, here's your apartment. Go to your apartment. And then from there it was, you know, online classes all the way through.
Yeah.
All the way through. And then practice. And then it was just bed, sleep, you know, study, practice.
Kind of like
Now,
locked in your room all day.
All day.
Now, most of the people had to get off of campus, right?
Majority, they kicked all the students out of the housing and everything.
So the only ones that had to stay were athletes for the most part.
Yep.
The ones that had an apartment were allowed to stay.
Yep. And then some accommodations of like people.
Okay.
In
From
certain
overseas and
situations.
stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
They
I
do that at
understand
every
that.
university with the overseas stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that sucks.
Yeah, it was dude, so bad. But I have to say it was great bonding time for me and my teammates because what else you do?
I mean, with them on 24 hours.
Yeah, I mean it was like you know, you go to practice, everybody's done with practice, and you're done with class and everything 'cause it's all online.
Yeah.
What do we do
There
now?
are only people there, so
Yeah, so
with you doing that, what was your major coming in?
So I was pretty cocky when I came in because I did really well at JUCO. Going from, you know, barely passing high school, I got into JUCO, did great because I was like,
really focused.
yeah, I was like, I didn't get into this college. This is why I need to bunker down on this. So I did good. Came in, and then I was like, I want to go pre-med. That's like,
boy.
Pre-med biology.
Same exact way.
Yeah, I was like, dude, pre-med biology, I'm committed. I can do this.
Yeah, I'll be a doctor one day.
Yeah, why not? I was like, shoot for the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6 months later, heck no.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I got done with first semester and I was like, this is not it.
Yeah, exactly what I realized.
Not it. Yeah. Especially doing it all online.
Oh,
dude.
I don't know how you survived a semester doing that.
I'm surprised I did, honestly. And then after that, I was like, I can't do this anymore. I was like, talking to one of my teammates, I was like, I want to do this. And she was like, well, I'm a health fitness specialist major. I was like, what the heck is that? I was like, I don't want to do fitness. Fitness, I do that like every day.
Yeah.
She's like, no, it's like majority health. And I was like, okay. So transitioned to that, and then took off from there and loved it. I mean, it was like, we're getting every aspect of what I need because my future plan is to be an occupational therapist.
Okay.
And I was like, well, what can I do?
A great school here has one.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah. So went down that route and just took off. Yeah.
Do you have any plans on going to grad school?
Yeah.
You better.
Yeah, I definitely do.
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
Yeah.
I got a degree in kinesiology.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I got a sports studies degree with a business administration minor, and I was going to go into sports management through ECU, and I decided I didn't want to go to grad school.
Oh, yeah.
Now I regret doing it because I wish I would have gone into the medical side and went to physical therapy school.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's what I wish I would have done because now I'm kind of looking at going back into it.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I would have done it. So.
You still could probably apply to physical
I could,
therapy.
and there's a couple of different routes
Yeah.
they looked at, but like if you want to go to occupational therapy, go to grad school. Don't take a gap year.
Oh, definitely not.
Don't take a gap year. Go straight into it.
You know, it looks better too when you try to go on, not just being an athlete before you get there, but being an athlete as you're there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because it makes it look
Now is
Yeah.
Mr. Hanley still y'all's AD?
From what I know, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Mike Hanley?
Yeah.
Talk to him.
Yeah.
I talked to him multiple times. He was like, man, if you want to go to grad school or anything, like talk to me. I'll get you something. Go talk to him.
All right, cool.
He'll set you up.
Yeah, he's come out to a couple practices here and there. So
Yeah, go to his office. Just say like, hey, can we sit down? Like this is kind of my goal. Like this is something like I really want to do. Like, is there who can I talk to?
Yeah,
and he'll set you up.
Sweet, I'll just do that.
So you've been here 2 years now in Eastern North Carolina.
This will be my third.
Third year.
Third year.
So that first year you're here, what were your conference meets like? Well, not just conference. What were your meets like? How were you doing? Were you holding up your end that you thought you could hold up, or did you do better than expected?
I did. Honestly, I did a lot better than I expected. I had some really good athletes on the team. Ryan Davis was one really big one.
Okay.
Me and him were the only males on the team, and the throw side.
Yeah.
So, and he's a phenomenal athlete.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
just amazing.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, he's coaching in Arkansas.
Yeah, he sure is. Or he's in Arkansas. Yeah,
okay.
he's with one of our former long distance coaches.
Oh, okay.
So they got the program going over there.
Yeah.
Super proud of him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well deserved.
That's a great. Who would have thought that coming to ECU you get that out of it?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. And I mean, getting to see him go to the Olympic trials.
Yeah,
Training
that was
partner.
huge.
Yeah. I mean, what could you ask for? I mean, you could say you can go to an SEC school, but there's no guarantee that you'll train with a guy that's going to go to the Olympics.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like when I got there, or when me and him started training, seeing him in the weight room is just different. Different.
beast.
Just a
Just a
beast.
beast.
No ACLs.
No,
squatting 600 something pounds.
And that's the crazy thing. How do you not have any ACLs? Like, even if you're
Dude, I don't know.
It's just insane.
Crazy athlete. Just
You
committed
think
to
that
everything.
That would have destroyed him doing squats, anything.
Yeah,
Anything.
yeah. I mean, the dude is just crazy vert.
Yeah.
I think he had like a 36 vert, 38 vert. He's squatting 600 plus pounds. He's maybe 190 pounds soaking wet.
Jeez.
Throwing 70 something meters in the hammer,
Jeez Louise.
which is well beyond a football field.
Yeah.
Ryan's a freak.
It's a freak.
Yeah.
Me and him trained together for the 2 summers that we stayed. My junior, senior year. Well, going into my junior, going into my sophomore, junior year. Me and him used to train together, and it was basically just try to keep up.
Oh, he definitely is. Ryan's the leader.
Ryan, like at his heaviest, is like 215, and he's like
That's
just
insane.
racking weight. Dude.
Crazy.
Sometimes you got those dudes.
Whenever he told me like he didn't have ACL and everything either, it's like how in the hell are you doing this?
Exactly.
Shaking bars.
Yeah.
Bending them.
And he wasn't a heavy. It wasn't the biggest lifter on the team either. That's crazy.
You had Evan and all them.
Well, you had Evan, and then before Evan, you had Adam.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
I forgot about Adam.
Adam reminds me of you.
I met Adam.
Very similar.
Great
Yeah,
guy.
he's a little bit shorter than you, but he's like, yo, dude.
Yeah.
He's from Hickory.
Yeah.
He's a
You see him now.
Mountain man,
strong as hell. Dude.
You see him now. He looks like a baby version of
He's
himself.
like a beanpole.
Yeah,
He used to be. But no, like Adam and Evan, I had to train with them. And whenever I came in, I was like I was a $170 soaking wet.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I put on like 25 pounds within the semester.
Yeah, that's where it's at.
That's crazy.
So I know whenever you're lifting with them, like you got to throw down, dude.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You put on mass very quickly.
Yeah.
very fast.
I believe it.
And
Yeah.
you having Brandon too. Brandon he's a power lifter, so he don't care.
Yeah, like I came in. I think I was, oh gosh, like 260, and by the end of my junior year, I was probably 300 pounds, 310 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to be, I was like shot putter. I was like, this is it. I was like, I gotta eat. Dirty bulk, 310.
Yeah.
Terrible idea. I felt like a piece of lard. I was like, this is awful.
I understand.
Sweating, getting out of bed, snoring, mouth breathing.
But you can lift a Pinto.
No, without a doubt. Yeah.
I understand completely.
Oh, yeah.
mean,
I think
that's-
every throw, at least in the throws, we make that mistake.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, oh, dude, I gotta be
Because
as heavy as
the guy
possible.
that we had before Brandon, he was good. He ended up getting a job with Nebraska when
Heard he's
Scott
really good.
when Scott Frost went up there.
Yeah.
He got one of the jobs going up behind him, and he was one of his lifting coaches. I don't know if he's still there now. He was awesome, and then whenever we got Brandon, we just got yoked. Dude.
Yeah.
That's all he cares about.
Yeah.
He's about size.
Because we had that year, my senior year, right before you came. We probably had 3 records broken.
Yeah.
Just in the lifts alone. Like Evan had 2 of them. The year before, Mo broke a couple. G broke one. Like our girls, we had girls that are lifting like 400, 500
I believe
pounds.
it.
Oh, I heard
I
about
believe
her.
that.
Yeah.
Because our girls team before the one you're on now, which you got, there's a couple of girls now. They're very, very good.
They're beasts.
You got a good girl squad right now. The ones we had, they're smaller. Like smaller as in like there was only 4 or 5. I think we had 5 because Lauren, she was a multi. But all of them, they were strong for their size.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like whenever it comes to like body ratio compared to your strength ratio, it's fucking ridiculous.
Over
dude.
2 times your body weight.
Yeah. They were like,
Even not 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they were all competing for top spots in the American.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it.
Lifting at East Carolina, they don't care.
No.
They don't care. They're like, you are going to be strong.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the thing. For
It's
us.
inevitable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like you said. Like we party hard, but we earn our time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
A protein shake could be a beer one day, or it could be protein the next. You know.
It's a mix. Of
Yeah,
all of
it's
it.
usually-
So how did your 2 seasons go so far that you've been here?
Really well. So like I was saying, with the end of my junior year, in JUCO, we had phenomenal discus throwers throwing over 58, 60 meters from Jamaica, and my coach was like, "You're just gonna be a shot putter." It's like, all right, well, I mean, I'm not gonna worry about it. Got to ECU, and Price was like, "You need to throw the discus."
Yeah, Price does not believe in doing one.
No.
Me and Earl were the only ones that did one thing.
Yeah.
Everybody else, they all did multiple
2 to
things.
3, yeah.
That's the way Price coaches.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing because you might do better in one than the other.
Well, it translates.
Yeah.
It translates.
Yeah, that's it.
Like
Without a doubt.
the shot put and discus, they kind of translate
same
together,
thing, yeah.
and then the timing with all that does help with hammer too. So I can understand how all those kind of incorporate with each other, and he's very good at that.
Oh, he's phenomenal. He's just amazing with it. But first meet, I went from throwing 42 meters in JUCO to 50 in my first meet.
That's impressive.
So it was amazing. I mean, I jumped, it was like 8 meters, something like that, 9 meters.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is it. I was like, discus is like
Where
my
I'm at.
jam.
Yeah.
Shot, never figured out the timing.
Yeah.
Shot was always an issue for me. Once I transitioned to rotation, just because I have size 17 shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And
It makes it a little hard.
Yeah, you don't really find like these top guys that have size 17 shoes. It's really rare.
Yeah.
So I'm still figuring that out. Clicking right now. Definitely clicking.
So when did you transition from glide to rotational?
Right when I got to JUCO.
Now, for the audience, do you guys mind explaining what the difference between glide and rotation is?
Yeah.
I'll let you. I know a little bit about it, but you know.
Yeah, so the glide is you start at the back of the circle and you're essentially stepping back and then you're throwing.
Okay.
But the step back is a glide because you push off your foot and you glide to the toe board and then you throw. Rotation is a whole different ballgame.
Mm-hmm.
Rotation is where you're facing the same way, but you're rotating around into a stand throw.
Okay.
So there's a lot more components to it. You can still throw the same distance roughly. Right now, rotation's where it's at.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been so. It used to be. If you look back at like a lot of older videos, a lot of people like back in the day did gliding
Well, that's
because
what I was
rotational. There's a lot more components to it, and
Yeah.
it's kind of now like you get more of the benefit out of rotational because you
that
get momentum.
Yeah.
And it's like if you get in your penultimate and get on that back foot and be able to twist around, and you already have that rotation going, it's much simpler to just get into it. And then all of this, it's just straight thrust
I was
at that
taught
point.
gliding. I wasn't taught rotational.
You usually whenever you first start, you're taught glide because it's simpler.
Yeah.
It's a simpler movement.
Yeah.
And not saying nobody can throw like 19, 20 meters out of glide because there's plenty of people that are doing that.
That's a huge topic. You don't want to cross any barriers with the gliders, you know?
Yeah, no,
gliders are...
it's a very very tight topic.
Yeah, very
like
sticky.
You don't want
very
to.
sticky.
I can see the benefits of both, and I think really, it's depending on the athlete.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Because there's some people, it's just like how javelin was. You got people that throw over the top. You got people that throw from the side. Like it's kind of more dependent on how the athlete is.
Yeah.
You being the size you are, like gliding's not really gonna help you.
No.
You can get a lot more benefit out of rotation. So I'm glad they did that as soon as they got it. But you weren't gonna get that until you got to a higher level.
Yeah, no doubt. In high school, I mean, like I said with my coach in high school, you know, not to downplay him, he just didn't know
Right.
what a
He
college
learned
coach
when
would
you
do.
were
Yeah, he's a football coach, and
a lot of high schools, that's what happens.
yeah, you don't get paid a lot as a high school pros coach.
So you do more than one sport usually.
Yeah, always. I mean, with football, it's always for any position, I feel like if not offensive lineman, they're guaranteed to throw shot put in the off season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like unless you're playing basketball, even then it's like risk of injury.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So those was what was the off season.
It was a logical thing to do to bring you in that, and once you got more people with a little bit more, knowledge. I mean, I don't like you said, you don't want to downplay him because I understand where he's coming from, but
He was doing the basics because that's.
he
what
was giving you the
learning as
basics
you were
and
progressing.
we were both learning together.
right.
Yeah.
So once you got those basics down, you got under somebody that kind of understood a little bit more what they said, and they saw your body type and everything, and saw kind of how you threw. They're like, oh, you can get a lot more production out of doing it this way.
Yeah.
Which was a very smart move.
Yeah. Yeah.
So after that first meet, you see the change between 8 and 9 meters. Mm-hmm. Where did you go from there?
Started overthinking.
Immediately. That's what you do.
It was like, dude, I'm throwing 50 meters, barely trying. I'm 60. The end of the season, I'm like 60.
Yeah.
No chance. No chance. Next meet, 48. Yeah. I was like, oh, dude.
Yep. Welcome to competitive throwing.
Yeah.
You have one good throw out of 100, and you're happy with it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you're just chasing that feeling again.
Yeah.
And then I had a phenomenal end of the season. I mean, phenomenal. I couldn't ask for better. I mean, I could. The shot clicked. I mean, I was throwing 18 plus in warm-ups, and then I had an 18 plus throw in my third. For people that don't know, with track competition, you get 3 throws.
Yeah.
Then you got finals, top 9. You get 3 more throws. Made finals and barely. Just taking a safe throw.
Yeah.
Get to finals, scratch, and then last throw, bomb.
Really?
Yeah, scratched. So I had everybody sweating though. They were worried. But I was like, okay. I'm an athlete, been here before. We got discus now.
Yeah.
So went to discus, and warm-ups were great. Just felt amazing. I think that meet, I was number 2 all the way up until the 6th throw.
Wow.
Got beat out all the way to 4th place. But threw PB. 51 something.
Yeah, hey, sometimes it's better.
Yeah.
You know?
So.
And a lot of times that's a win.
Yeah.
Oh, without that.
And especially with you being like new to the thing that year, new to the school that year. Pushing on for the next season is what you're looking forward to.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah.
So how did the second season go now?
Second season was a little different. I was the only male thrower. And I did fairly well. Let me just backtrack. So I got here with Ryan, second year. So I had a pretty decent season. Placed third in conference and indoor, which is huge. I mean, you score an All-American. It's a big deal. Not the best throw. I was still dealing with injury and everything. Discus PR'd through 52 something, which was it was a move. Yeah. Scratched out an outdoor, scratch shot put all the way.
Oh.
I was like, all the way. Yeah. Big kick in the nuts.
Yeah,
I was like, dude, this is terrible. Because I was projected to go like top 3 for sure. Yeah, I was projected top 3.
So All-American in both is what you were looking at.
Yeah, I was like, indoor, I scored top 3. And then outdoor, people were just gunning for me. Warm-ups were amazing. And then towards the third throw, I just was like, you know what? I talked to Price, my coach. I was like, we just got to go for it.
Yeah.
I was like, he said, all right, if you go for it, I'm not going to be mad. So went for it. Huge throw, fouled. Yeah, almost got it, but they caught me. So I almost got away with it.
Yeah.
But then went to the discus, and I was looking for revenge. And there's some amazing throwers in the discus. It was very deep. Placed 4th.
That's not bad.
But I came in, I think, into the finals. My last throw in the first round, barely made it. I scratched both first 2 throws, and then got the third, made it in, and my coach was just like breathing. He was just like finally breathing, getting to finals. And third throw, I was like, this is it. I was like, I got to make third. And so I think I was ranked 9th going to the last throw. And took my last throw, got 4th place.
Dang.
So
impressive.
Yeah. Definitely shows the will of if you can get your mind in the right place and you have the experience, you can make it happen.
So now is indoor in the fall and then the spring is outdoor?
Yeah. Kind of sort of.
So now you're in your fall semester.
Yep.
Of your last year, second to last year? Last year.
Yep.
How's it turned out so far?
Amazing. Strong as I'll get out. Stronger than I've ever been. Most athletic I've ever been. Kind of learning to contain the athleticism because it's always been my problem is speed and learning to use it to my advantage and not show it off. Because a lot of times out the back, I'm jumping into the center. Yeah. And you don't want to do that as a taller guy. Yeah. Because the circle's only 4 feet, something like that. Okay. And I'm 6'7". With size 17
4 feet's
shoes.
one step for you.
Yeah. Exactly. So, but right now I'm throwing well over PBs. Okay. Well over. Looking to take Ryan Davis out. He's got the discus record. So.
Oh God.
So when's the championship or finals for indoor?
Indoors conference.
Okay.
And that's the American Conference. Okay. And if you can get top 3 in that, you're legit.
When does that take place?
I couldn't tell you the date.
Is it in December or next semester?
It's next semester. Okay. Yeah, about in the beginning of it.
Okay.
Indoor season goes pretty quick.
Yeah. It'll probably be around
the end of January.
No. Championships is gonna.
Well, just for
March, late March.
Early to mid March.
Yeah.
Because usually outdoor starts probably mid March, so it's probably gonna be in February, beginning of March, around there.
Okay, so it's really kind of your whole semester and a half of that, and then you get to your
track season is one of the quickest seasons that the NCAA has.
Well, for outdoor, right?
Huh?
For outdoor?
For all of it. Yeah. It's
so
only
you're
5 to
really
6 weeks.
Doing indoor one semester. You're not really doing it.
Think about football season. Season, we get 2 seasons.
Yeah.
In that. Basically.
Okay. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to figure out. If it's in the fall semester or if it's all in the spring semester.
It's pretty much all spring.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for us at least.
Usually indoor-outdoor starts January, and then indoor start in January, outdoor will end it'll start around in March, early April, and then it will end right after semester ends. So probably around
the second week of May.
No, it goes into June because our conference championship meets was in June.
Yeah.
It was after we
So
graduated.
you're really here all for a week without other students on campus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
and you go nationals, it goes all the way July.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's insane.
year round.
Never
Training's
guessed
crazy.
that, yeah.
Yeah, it's just constant preparation.
For that minute of time.
Oh yeah, people.
And-
People don't understand like a football game. Like when I played football, it was like, okay, I can go into this game prepared, but you can progress all the way through.
Yeah, you have a lot of time to.
Yeah.
You got 60 plays in one game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking
Literally a minute.
a minute, milliseconds
Yeah.
to correct these things. Like you turn
That's
out the back,
insane.
you feel a difference, you better correct it as quick as you can, or it throws off. You get
Yeah.
3 tries.
Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah,
Because obviously high school is mostly outdoor track. I
It
don't know
is,
many
yeah.
places that have indoor track. So
very rare unless you go out Midwest.
yeah,
Yeah.
or maybe up north or something like that.
Exactly.
So that's all I ever known was outdoor. I didn't know. I know that there's indoor track. I just never knew the season for it.
Yeah, no. In high school, we didn't have indoor.
Yeah.
No,
I think the only ones that really have indoors like private schools.
No, like I went private school. We don't have it.
Private school didn't have
It's
that?
Mostly like from what we thought was Midwest and up north.
Huh.
So 'cause
Well, I knew
my
up
cousins-
north did indoor because
Yeah,
like Earl and
the
all them
snow
used to
and
talk to
stuff
me
like
about
that,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, they used to be able to throw in indoor facilities.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I didn't really know anybody else had indoor.
Yeah, because I know my cousins had it indoor up in New York.
Yeah, I mean, unless you go AAU,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
that's
didn't think
where
about that.
you get.
You travel.
I didn't even know they
Yeah.
had travel track.
Oh yeah.
North Carolina's got a really big one.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew
it's-
they had it for like little kids, like travel track, but I didn't know they had it all the way up. To
Oh, they got a
Senior
giant
year.
showcase in North Carolina for it.
Isn't it JDL? In a JDL in North Carolina, or is that South Carolina?
I think JDL is North Carolina.
Yeah.
I think it might be a combination though. I think
It might
they
be right on the
they might
border.
have something with both because
Yeah.
my brother was looking to do jumps for JDL.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the closest indoor facility.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
My brother competed at JDL multiple times. I think 4 or 5 times.
So now that you're coming into your last season,
Mm-hmm.
but now that we've established indoor and outdoor,
Yeah.
what are you looking to do this time? Since
This
it's
year?
the last one.
Last year, take it all.
Take it off.
Yeah, got to.
Okay.
Being humble about it, but
Yeah.
training is just to the T what I'm looking at. I mean, it's everything's connecting, dots are connecting. I'm also not looking if I'm like last year I was looking, top 3. If I didn't get that, I was destroyed.
Yeah. Yeah.
This year it's like, look, gotta be confident, but if I don't get it, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Would like to go to nationals.
Yeah.
Regionals is first, so you go conference, regionals, nationals.
Okay.
So if I can make it to regionals, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
I'll be content.
Yeah.
But we've got a very stacked country in the discus.
Oh, I believe it. I believe
Some
it.
crazy.
The American has always been stacked in the disc.
Yes. And we got these foreigners, Alekna, his dad was the world record holder for a long time. And now he's 19?
Jeez.
19 throwing the same exact distance as his dad, almost.
Jeez.
Yeah. So,
That's crazy. When you got somebody who breaks records like that and holds it,
yeah.
get that little bit of advantage.
Yeah. But that's a good example of like these kids that grew up doing this.
Yeah, yeah.
His dad's work, going to see his dad at work, was the center of the ring. Yeah.
Well, imagine too if you would have started doing disc or shot whenever you were a kid.
Yeah.
So you got to think about that too because you were the same way as me. You played football. I played baseball and then I got into football.
Yeah.
I started playing football when I was younger.
I just-
I was like, if I would have been, yeah,
I was that kid. I wanted
yeah,
to do it all.
if like I would have been throwing jabs since I was a kid, it would have been a totally different story.
Yeah, no
same
doubt.
same thing as like you. Ryan was the same way. If Ryan would have been throwing hammer whenever he was a kid,
Oh, goodness.
ain't no telling where
Could
he
you
would have been
imagine?
at.
yeah.
So like, these kids, they're starting to do this stuff when they're very young. So it's a lot different for them.
Yeah.
Like it's normal for them. You know, like for us playing football is normal. For them throwing a discus is normal. It's just a giant culture shock when it comes to seeing these different athletes from all over the world.
Oh, yeah.
That this is their life. And it's like I'm just getting started.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with everything you've been through,
Mm-hmm.
the injuries, the high school experiences you had between football and track, your college experience going from supposed to be going to South Carolina, instead going out to Kansas, and
Mm-hmm.
then coming to ECU. What would be a piece of advice you would have somebody, whether it's for track and field or for any other sport, what is something you would say to the next generation coming up?
I've always lived by the rule of having a backup plan.
Okay.
It's never bad to have a backup plan.
Okay.
When I played football, I didn't have one.
Yeah.
I was just lucky enough to have one.
Yeah.
It's never, you can have a dream and it can fail, but you can always change the plan.
Yeah. Of how you get to where you want to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You can change anything about. When you're in high school, nothing's set.
Yeah.
Nothing's set.
It's really not until you graduate.
Exactly.
Stuff starts to get set.
Yeah. Like things can sweep up under your feet, but as long as you can have the determination and never give up, you have the world in your hands.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, you always have the ability to take a bad situation like that and be able to just flip it over it. I mean, that's why we started this.
Yeah.
That's why your motto is what? That's why our motto is
That's why our motto is success is one decision away.
Yeah.
You decide to work hard.
No doubt.
You just like you had this bad, awful injury that happened to you, but
something that you never would have known. Unless it happened.
Yeah, no.
Unless you got cracked at one good time, and then it's like, well,
Never
what do I do now? Well, they just gave me another opportunity. Like, well, I'm just gonna take the same mentality I had before, and I'm just gonna work hard in this, and it turned you here.
Yeah.
And now you're getting your degree.
Yeah.
You know exactly what you want to do, and it's like if you didn't decide, I was like, okay, just screw this. I don't want to do this. Like, you wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
That's exactly why we started this.
Yeah.
You know?
And I love what y'all are doing here. I mean, I wish, this is what I was looking for, was to spread the word of it. Because a lot of people, I'm not going to say a lot of people, but they have this thought in their head, well, I can just give up. This didn't work out.
So I'm done.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I mean, people can be down on themselves so bad, they give up on the dream when there's so many routes.
But it's just as easy to choose that as it is to choose just to work hard and get out of that.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's hard to do both, so just pick the better option of the both.
Yeah.
And turn yourself into something.
No doubt. There's nothing to lose.
No.
I mean, if you lose it all like I did, what is there to lose?
Yeah.
I mean,
you're starting from the ground up again. You make it what it is.
Yeah,
you gotta make it what it is.
Yeah, and that's awesome. You brought this to us, man.
I'm really glad you were able to come on the show today.
Yeah, I'm really glad y'all had me here, and like I said, I love what y'all are doing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for it.
Well, we're gonna have you on again after your last season here, and see how everything went and see how you did and what the next plans are after that.
Well, we'll have some updates for y'all.
Yeah.
About how the season's going and everything. We can drop the schedule
and
in the
keep an eye
bio.
on our post on Instagram. You'll hear some of the stuff from there.
We might go see him out at a meet.
Yeah.
The Bill Carson
sick.
will definitely come out there because I need to come out there. I haven't been there since I won it last time.
Dude, that'd be great. I think we'd all love it.
I haven't been out there yet, so I would like to go out there and do a little small interview for you and put it on our IG and everything.
That'd be awesome.
Maybe we have it live off IG.
We could.
Dude,
Maybe
that'd be awesome.
If we could get some media passes, we might be able to.
Oh, I can get you on.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
That ain't an issue.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But no. Thank you for coming on with us, man.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I'm good.
Want to say anything else?
I don't think so.
No. Well, with that, this is the Athlete's Table.